हेलो नमस्कार। मैं हूँ सुधीर और वेलकम टू प्लेइंग 11 फुटबॉल। मेरे साथ है नवल। हे नवल, कैसे हो?
Hey Sudhir, बढ़िया. How
ऑलराइट।
was the match?
ओह या, सो कमिंग टू द गेम, सो बहुत बहुत बढ़िया गेम था। सो इट वाज बैटल ऑफ द फर्स्ट प्लेस एंड फोर्थ प्लेस टीम्स. A team which is already really playing well, which is in the first place, and Hyderabad kind of like pushed themselves to like kind of third place, and like I mean overall they've kind of ended up in the fourth place. So very good game, I think. If you really look overall, I think Hyderabad kind of deserved to win the game.
Yeah, if they could have capitalized their chances, they could have easily won.
Bilkul.
While you can see that Mumbai did not really have any chances on the goal other
Yeah,
than some far-fetched shots
yeah,
off the target. And yeah, Hyderabad could have actually won the game if they had, if Liston could have made some judgment calls.
yeah. So
Maybe
over,
they could have, finished better.
yeah, so we'll come into that, but overall, like after 11 games into the season, Hyderabad is in fourth place and Mumbai is in first place still. So, but as you said, like, once we start looking into the game a little bit more, um, and start looking into it, like, even though it finished 0-0, as we said, like, Hyderabad kind of deserved to win. There kind of, there kind of few, lot of reasons to it. One is, Hyderabad had a few more chances, like they were able to get into the final third, into the box of Mumbai, whereas Mumbai was not really much troubling Hyderabad in that way. Like I think अपना defense बहुत solid था.
Yeah, so अपना defense बहुत solid था, plus at the same time our midfield also contributed this time around.
Yeah,
Uh, Not in the sense that, I mean, last time also they have been contributing, but we have already spoken about the defensive lapses.
yeah,
This time because we had Hitesh, we had that, agility in the defensive midfield area.
yeah.
And yeah, you could, evidently see his contribution on the pitch today,
Yeah,
yesterday.
so one of the thing is like अब जब हितेश वापस lineup पे आए, like he kind of like reverted back to his old role where actually like he kind of played in those two games between ATK and also the first game against Odisha. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he was actually really well suited in that role. I think between him and Sastre, there was really good thing. I think some of the thing that you could see from Hitesh, like he ended up being man of the match, but some of the things that you could really see from him were like he was pressing, he was like winning the balls in the midfield. He was not only, and he was also arranging the midfield. Just yeah, like one of the key thing is like थोड़ा बहुत problem आप बोल सकते हैं like and it's also credit to our fullbacks. Like both our fullbacks were kind of stressed in the game, especially Akash Mishra was much more stressed. He was like going into attack, coming back into defense. So both of our fullbacks really didn't have much help on their wing, like the wing backs coming back and helping them. So Hitesh Sharma was kind of arranging them, asking their like Yasir को उसने पीछे बुलाया था, Liston को पीछे बुलाया था, like to help both Akash Mishra and Ashish Rai. So he was pulling up the strings a lot, and उनका और शास्त्री का combination भी बहुत अच्छा था.
Yeah, so because you talked about fullbacks, both of them were lone warriors on their respective flanks.
Yeah,
We could not be, back up again
yeah,
for them.
hmm,
So, but still they handled it pretty well.
yeah,
ODEI India once covered up for, Ashish Rai,
hmm,
and Akash Mishra did not need any help there on the left side. He, more or less handled it alone, all by himself, and did it to a pretty good effect. And coming to Hitesh Sharma, as you said, yeah, you could see him everywhere on the pitch. I don't think he had made any silly mistakes or anything of solid performance from him.
yeah.
Organization was, well managed. We could see that. I mean, we could see that in the formation itself. We went with Hyderabad went with 4-4-2.
बिल्कुल.
We were expecting Mumbai to, play freely, but yeah, 4-4-2 formation helped them, contain Mumbai City's flow,
Yeah,
game flow, and yeah, we could see that they could not do anything in the final third, Mumbai City.
बिल्कुल. So Hyderabad kind of changed up the lineup also. जैसे आपने कहा था, like it was they didn't go with like Hyderabad preferred lineup has always been 4-3-3, but they kind of went with 4-4-2, like just so that they can close up the gaps. And they did a really solid job with that. I think one of the highlights in the first half, like जैसे आप देखेंगे अपने right back का और उनके right wing का like battle like Bipin Singh और आशीष राय का, and it was really solid. Like some of the like very crucial tackle भी बनाया था आशीष राय ने. Overall, like he kind of won the battle. और Bipin Singh को निकाल के विघ्नेश को लेके आया था around like 56 minutes or something like that. And इस तरफ Akash Mishra, like he was solid, like he was just up and down on him by self. Overall, like just हमने कहा था like pre-game analysis में, one of the key thing would be is the team that wins the midfield battle is going to actually be the winner of the game. Unfortunately, Hyderabad, थोड़ा बहुत attacking में they really couldn't do a lot of stuff, but overall, like in the defense and midfield, they really won the battle.
Yeah, so midfield में Hitesh and Shastre worked pretty well.
Yeah.
You could see that Shastre silently put that passes, and he made things moving. And Hitesh, you could see that he was containing their midfield as well.
Yeah.
जैसे आपको याद होगा कि प्लेइंग 11 प्रेडिक्शन में अपन ने वही बात किया था कि अपना डिफेंसिव मिडफील्ड अगर जाहू को रोक पाए
Yeah.
तो वी विल मोर और लेस कंटेन मुंबई सिटी.
Yeah,
एंड दैट
बिल्कुल.
इज व्हाट हैपेंड. जाहू को
Yeah.
एकदम डिसेबल कर दिया था एंड ही वाज फ्रस्ट्रेटेड इन द फर्स्ट हाफ.
Yeah.
तो
I
या
think
एंड
Jahouh का.
सेकंड हाफ में अगेन आफ्टर 70-75 minutes we went defensive so they could open up. They played free football in the last 15-20 minutes, but at the same time we were well organized at the back.
Yeah, बिल्कुल. I think that's one of the thing. Like जैसे हमने कहा था pre-game analysis में, कि Jahouh को अगर if you're able to contain him, like I think that was one of the thing. Like yeah, Jahouh को like हमने first half में जब हमने contain किया था, like it was pretty much like I think he had like a 56% passing rate. So that kind of
Yeah.
like we really contained him. And second half he kind of really grow into game. He was able to influence the game. But I think the biggest thing for Hyderabad is defensively and midfield we were pretty good. But I think the final third में आ रहे थे, some of the things that you have to look into it is like Aridane. I think he looked. I think his hamstring injury is still kind of like I think affecting him something, or maybe it's just like too many minutes on his leg. Like he's tired, but he just was not himself. Like I mean, he still had a good game. Don't get me wrong, but he still had a good game, but he was not himself. I think the other thing is like हालीचरण का सर्विस थोड़ा बहुत मिस हुआ था, क्योंकि like between Liston Colaco or Yasir, I mean Yasir was still able to provide like really good passes, like that final third pass like which kind of went to Joel Chianese. He should have finished it better. But Liston Colaco, I think the reason why he shouldn't be starting, it kind of gives you a better definition of it from today's game. Like you saw, like he played the entire game. He has like bits and parts where like he's effective, but overall in the entire 95 minutes with the added time, if you really look, he wasn't that effective.
Yeah, so Colasso with all his skills, dribbling skills and all,
Yeah.
was proven ineffective at the end,
Hmm.
right? तो जैसे स्टार्टिंग में बोला था एक दो जगह पे he could have made smarter decisions,
Yeah.
probably. That is where your maturity comes into play.
Yeah.
He was trying to I mean, I correct me if I'm wrong, but it seemed like he did not look for options also when he had the ball
Yeah.
and when he was running through.
He wasn't
At
looking for options. He wasn't pressing when it was supposed to make. Like जैसे हमने कहा था, like one of the problem with Hyderabad is अगर आप देखोगे first 6 to 20 minutes Hyderabad ने उनके final third में dominate किया था, but the problem it came down to is like we were not winning the second and third ball. Like I mean, Liston Colasso, Yasir, at times Joel Chianese, they were just standing and watching where the ball is going. I think वहाँ पे like if a player is pressing like जैसे ARIDANE press कर रहे थे, then the second third options, the player on the wings, the player in the midfield, they have to have like a watch. They have to be closer to the other player so that they can create that pressure. Like at times we were able to make the difference. Like जैसे corner kick आया, like maybe like set piece आया, like we were able to get something out of it, but it wasn't consistent. Like just say like at the end of the first half, like between 43rd to 45th minute, we were able to press at the end. But jab 60th to 6 minute to 20th minute हमने नहीं किया. Then again, similarly in the second half we didn't see it. But again at the end of the second half, between like 93rd to 95th minute, we were able to see it. So consistently वो नहीं था. So that's something that it's actually very missing for Hyderabad, and that's something if they would have maybe worked on it better, Hyderabad would definitely come out with a win.
या तो जैसे आपने प्रेसिंग की बात की, ये मोरलेस डिफेंसिव प्रेस था रादर देन बॉल विनिंग प्रेस. ठीक
Yeah.
है, प्रेस जरूर कर रहे थे बट देयर वेर नो बॉडीज अराउंड टू टेक द बॉल व्हेन द बॉल वाज
Hmm.
लूज व्हेन मुंबई लॉस्ट द बॉल. ठीक है, तो
Yeah.
हाँ डिफेंसिवली प्रेस कर रहे थे अच्छा, बट बॉल विनिंग प्रेस नहीं था. मतलब जब
Yeah.
कोई लूज कर रहा है बॉल, उसको विन करने के लिए कोई दूसरा जा नहीं रहा था. तो हाँ, तो वन ऑन वन प्रेस था. So yeah, they should work on it more because if you notice, first half was mostly in Mumbai's half,
Yeah, बिल्कुल.
right? हाँ, वो फर्स्ट हाफ पूरा मोस्टली मुंबई के हाफ में ही चल रहा था. इफ दे कुड हैव वन द बॉल देयर, like Liston won the ball once because Aridane pressed Amrinder, right? Amrinder made a bad
Yeah,
pass
it was in
and
the second half. Yeah, that was in the 52nd minute. In the second.
yeah, so those instances could have been more in the match,
Yeah, बिल्कुल.
but they were not.
Yeah,
So I think we should Hyderabad should work on it more.
yeah. All right. So that said, let's start looking at the player ratings. Like a little bit looking into the each player कैसा गया उनका game. तो शुरू करते हैं हैदराबाद की गोलकीपर से कट्टिमनी. Uh, very good. I mean, I wouldn't say like very good game, but I would say like a good game. Stable, and he made some key interceptions, especially in the 93rd minute. Jab I think free kick came into it, he came out early and he got the ball, not giving Mumbai a chance. So overall, very good game. Defense kept him pretty easy on him. I think Mumbai really didn't trouble him much. So yeah, so I'll go with 6.5.
Yeah, agreed. So first half mostly काम था उनके लिए.
Yeah.
Second half में because we went defensive after 75 minutes, there were a couple of shots fired at him,
Mm-hmm.
but he managed it well. And those were not from within the box; they were from outside the box, so
Yeah.
it was pretty easy for him.
बिल्कुल. All right.
Agreed with 6.5.
All right. So अपने right back से शुरू करते हैं. आशीष राय again, like very tremendous game. Up and down बहुत भागा उन्होंने. Like he was able to handle Bipin Singh, and then Vignesh आए थे, Vignesh Lakshan Murthy, उनको भी बहुत handle किया था बढ़िया. Uh, like he was able to get into some crosses. He actually had some good play when he went into attack. I think again, like the difference between him and Akash Mishra when he goes into attack is Ashish Rai like really he loses, like he doesn't really look for that next pass or maybe look for the next person. But I think that's where he kind of has to like really work on it. But defensively, again, up and down, both stable.
हाँ, so hard work करे, vision नहीं है.
Yeah,
So you can say it, you can put it like that कि मतलब बहुत hard work करे, he wins the ball, he tries to put the ball, put the right crosses, but अच्छा vision अच्छा नहीं है. I think there he needs to improve.
yeah,
Otherwise pretty solid performance from him, contained Bipin Singh very well.
बिल्कुल.
या तो विघ्नेश भी आए थे बाद में, तो या तो बहुत अच्छा कंटेंट करा
Yeah,
राइट साइड ऑफ द.
बिल्कुल. इनका और उनका बैटल बहुत बढ़िया था. So it was really good. So I think I'll go with the 7.
I think we can go with the 8.
Okay, yeah, we'll go with the 8. All right. So next day, Akash Mishra again, like wonderful game. Really, I think the only concern for me with Akash Mishra is overall after 11 games into the season is when is this guy going to sit? Other than that, I really don't have much concern with him. Like everything was great. His passing was good. I think once or twice, maybe like once or twice, I think he should just didn't connect well with Chianese, but I think maybe hopefully that gets better with as the games goes on. But overall, like defensively, I think he didn't have much help. Just हमने कहा, like his regular partner in the crime, Halicharan was missing, so थोड़ा बहुत वो ये हो गया, थोड़ा बहुत problem हो गया था. तो Colaco wasn't really regularly coming back, helping him out, or Yasir wasn't coming and helping him out. So थोड़ा बहुत he was by himself, but yeah, he had another solid game.
Uh, if it was for me, then if it were for individual performances, then I would have said Akash Mishra. purely deserved the hero of the match.
Yeah,
Probably not man of the match, but he took each and every challenge upon him. He
Bilkul.
delivered it pretty well. Right from from there to the penalty box and saved once. He denied Lefondre to win the ball and score.
Yeah,
Right. So yeah, I should say heroic performances from
Bilkul.
one after the other.
Bilkul. He had really good performance. So yeah, I'll go with 8.5 with him.
Agreed.
Okay, so coming back to our center back, Sana Singh, again, wonderful performance from him too. Everything he did right. I think एक pass जहाँ पे उन्होंने like around 78th minute, 79th minute थोड़ा बहुत हैदराबाद को थोड़ा प्रॉब्लम में डाल दिया था, लेकिन I think ओडे इंडिया आए, he was able to rescue him out. I think other than that one thing, he had a very solid game. Like he was really good in passing.
Yeah, so someone pressed him. I don't remember who that personnel was, but someone pressed him real hard, and he, mistimed his,
It was number 11 from Mumbai.
Renier. It was, I think Renier it was.
Yeah,
So
Daniel
yeah,
Fernandez.
so Renier tried to press him, and he, missed the ball.
Yeah,
He was, trying to take the ball to the right, but he missed that ball completely. And yeah, apart from that fumble, pretty solid performance from him.
bilkul. Yeah, so I'll go with 7.5 with him.
Yeah, pretty solid performance and nice ball distribution. I think this match was more or less the match of Hyderabad's defense and midfield.
Yeah,
So very well organized defense and midfield from Hyderabad. Yeah.
bilkul. All right. So his partner, Odeon India, like again, amazing performance. Like what he did, the way he worked, covering up like other players' deficiencies and all that. Like it's a very solid game for Hyderabad.
Yeah, so kind of last resort for us,
Yeah,
right? So he is covering up for each and every errors that are made in the defense. I wouldn't say error also, loopholes also,
yeah,
right? Whatever loopholes were there in Hyderabad's defense, he was there to cover it. I think brilliant reading of the game from him,
yeah.
and yeah, pretty solid performances from him also. I don't see other than that back pass in Goa's game. I think other than that, there is no error from his end till now.
Bilkul. Like very solid game.
Yeah,
Yeah. So I'll go with 8 with him.
agreed.
All right. So coming back to the midfield, I think we can really say like Hyderabad actually won the midfield battle today in a way. Like again, जब देखोगे Hitesh Sharma का performance, like unexpected start और Ja Victor, which we really didn't see coming in. But him and Luis Sastre, they really worked well together. Like they took over the balls. They Hitesh Sharma pressed. Like जब Luis Sastre defensively attacking में जा रहे थे, Hitesh Sharma was coming back. He was arranging the defense in the back, making sure कि यासिर पीछे आ रहे थे, लिस्टन कोलासो पीछे आ रहे थे, like so he was working in tandem uh, with Sastre, and overall like amazing game. Like I think this is like the third time in the season where he actually played in the position. Like I think एक बार जा विक्टर के लिए फर्स्ट गेम में खेले थे जब जा विक्टर डिफेंस में थे, सेकंड टाइम शास्त्रे के लिए आए थे एटीके के अगेंस्ट, और थर्ड टाइम अभी वहां पे उस रोल में खेला था इन एब्सेंस ऑफ जा विक्टर. So whenever he plays in the rail, he's been really good. I think uh, some smart game also. I think one of the thing I remember is like from first half, like he took like a quick set piece kick, and that kind of put the position. I think Chianese, I think it put in really good position. We just couldn't take that opportunity properly. But yeah, but overall like midfield wise, बहुत बढ़िया था.
या सो इनका भी पोजीशनिंग बहुत अच्छा रहता है हमेशा. गेम का रीडिंग अच्छा रहता है हमेशा.
Yeah,
एंड हार्ड वर्कर, organizes himself well, doesn't make silly mistakes. uh, Seems like a proper defensive midfielder. Apart from physical attribute, he has everything.
yeah,
But physically also he challenges each and everyone.
yeah.
So yeah, good asset for Hyderabad.
बिल्कुल.
Solid performance.
And again,
Yeah.
like he's the man of the match today for Hyderabad over Mumbai. So he's definitely 8.5 for me.
Yeah, defensive midfield role suits
Because,
him very much. I don't know why he's played in that CAM position when we don't have options.
yeah,
I think we should try and contain him to play defensive midfield.
बिल्कुल. Alright. So इनके साथ पार्टनरिंग कर रहे थे मिडफील्ड में लुइस सास्त्रे again, like Luis Sastre, if you really watched the game, like you wouldn't have seen him much, because the reason behind that is like one of the things is like attack में जब जा रहे थे, like the passing था इनका बहुत crisp passing था, like you could say like his accuracy percentage itself बहुत बढ़िया था, and he contained Godard once. Some really good game overall, and इनका और Hitesh Sharma ka combination was very well. Like it just never really felt like Ja Victor was missing. It never really felt like Hyderabad really got troubled in the midfield. So yeah, bilkul, like it was really good game from Sastre.
या जैसे अपन ने बोला था लास्ट गेम्स में ऑल्सो कि जाव विक्टर एंड शास्त्री का थोड़ा प्रॉब्लमेटिक रहता है कॉम्बिनेशन.
Yeah,
राइट, इंडिविजुअली दे प्ले वेरी वेल बट कॉम्बिनेशन थोड़ा वो रहता है, एंड हितेश के वजह से वो एजिलिटी थोड़ा आ जाता है सीडीएम के पोजीशन में,
yeah,
बिकॉज ऑफ विच शास्त्री गेट्स द ट्रेडिशनल रूम टू प्ले.
yeah,
राइट, तो इस रोल में इन्होंने बहुत अच्छा करा था कल. दिखेंगे ना आपको क्योंकि मोस्ट ऑफ द गेम वाज प्रेसिंग प्रेसिंग. राइट, तो शास्त्रे वो प्रेसिंग करते हुए ज्यादा दिखे नहीं होंगे आपको, बट साइलेंटली अपने पासेस वो इफेक्टिव पासेस दे रहे थे सबको. whoever was free he was putting the ball there and everyone else were doing their job. So he was the puppet master in yesterday's game,
yeah,
pulling the strings, pulling the right passes, and
bilkul.
enabling the game for attackers.
Yeah, so I'll give him 7. Like very solid game again, no doubt. Uh, very very good game for Hyderabad. Uh,
Agreed.
फिर जाते हैं लिस्टन कोलासो की तरफ. आई थिंक वन ऑफ द थिंग जैसे कोच मैनुअल ने कहा था कि like he's not ready to play 90 minutes, and it actually kind of showed it up for you. This is like, I think it's actually one of the this is the second game that he started, and this is the first game in the season where he played the entire game, and you could see like he's not really ready for it. Liston Colaco can show you the flashes that he's a good player, but it's not consistent towards like the entire 95 minutes. And like agar attack mein bolage, defense mein bolage, I think one of the biggest problem in attack is like Liston Colaco has to figure out like how he can actually work with the ball. Like I know he can dribble. We know like he can dribble. We know he can take over some players, but it's not always like you can take over like two, three players always. So he has to think that like sometimes when you have to pass, sometimes when you have to take on, these are the things that he has to learn, and these are things that will actually make him a better player to play 95 minutes. So I think that's something which is very extremely missing from Western Kola. So I think it's a very disappointing game from him.
Yeah, so you would have noticed in amusement parks there would be one ride where it slowly takes you up and then suddenly drops down,
Yeah,
right? So Liston Colasso is like that. He takes our expectations high slowly by performing well, and suddenly drops it down in a second. So he should work on his what do we call it, judgment.
yeah,
He should make good judgments and pass the ball also. He kind of tries to be selfish, and end product is not that really effective also, even though if he goes for the end product, right?
Bilkul. Yeah.
So he should take good calls and try to contribute and
Yeah,
pass
I
to
think
others.
it's not only pass, but it's also like when he is working, looking into like second or third ball. There has been instances, agar aap dekhoge game mein, where like player like Hitesh Sharma is like fighting to win that ball, or maybe it could be like Joel Chianese, or going into second half. I think it was, I think maybe it was like I forgot one of the players. I think Konta, I think HALICHARAN koi tha, but like he was just standing and watching over there. Like he has to go and like try to win that second ball. Like one player is pressing, agar aapka attacking player press kar raha hai, so he has to make sure like he's sticking with another defender where he can get the ball, he can win the ball, cause the problem, and that's something that it wasn't consistently evident from Liston Kola. So I think it was. You could really tell from today's game, like Liston Colaco is a great sub. Like he can give you like really good 15-20 minutes of the game when he can take up on those tired legs, create these chances, uh maybe like take some chances by himself, but overall I don't think he's still ready to play 95 minutes of the game yet.
Yeah, so I think, see, he's still a youngster, so I think people praising him is getting into his head too much,
Yeah,
and he is trying to be a superhero in each and every match. I think he should cut down on that and try to be a team player more. Then I think you can see more results from him. But until then, I don't see, because he's not even contributing in defense also, right?
bilkul.
He's just staying in front. He is waiting for the ball
Yeah,
just to pull up some heroics.
yeah,
So I think he should contribute more to the team and become a team player, and that is how he can improve. Other than that, I don't see any other thing improving his gameplay.
yeah. So overall, a disappointing game. I'll go with 5.5 with him.
Agreed.
All right. So इनके साथ midfield में थे यासिर. Some really good, like obviously, like he had like one of the best passes of the game where like Joel Chianese he could have converted that to the goal. He had some like really good passes here and there. Like I think Hitesh Sharma was pushing him back to come back into defense, which was something actually missing from Yasir in between. Like he was not consistently coming back. Both the fullbacks were on their own. Like really, like both Akash Mishra and Ashish Rai, they were there really just like running up and down by themselves. So very rarely they were getting help. But still, like I think a little bit. Agar if you look at it, the midfield aspect of is good. But when it comes to final third, again, then again, it's similar to what we were talking about Liston Colaco. Like he doesn't have that good final third pass or like good instinct to make a really good pass or to put the ball in. So it's kind of like missing, which is very disappointing from the asset.
Yeah, so Yasir is, I mean, you cannot compare with Colasso, because Colasso, Yasir, defends also.
Mhm.
He contributes to the team, and yeah, so he lacks that final third ka impact, which he needs to work on. I think in this match he did not even try an attempt on goal. He should get into those positions more, because he plays in that advanced attacking mid area. So yeah, I think above average performance from him. I
Yeah,
don't think it was bad also,
yeah,
and
it
I
was
don't
not
think it
bad, but I think it was a little bit
from the
disappointing.
yeah,
Yeah, so I'll go with 6.5 with him.
agreed.
All right. So again, the next is like attack में अगर जाएंगे like your Joel Chianese जैसे हमने कहा like he's like kind of your false nine which whereas like Aridane comes back he works on like right now Aridane is building the play and all that Joel Chianese is like your false nine. Little bit uh not a great game. Honestly, I think the जब उनको opportunity आया था around like वो 35th minute जहाँ पे like यासिर ने बहुत बढ़िया pass दिया था. He should have converted. He should have done a better job with the converting it. Uh, but not his best game. But again, it's one of those days like you're playing against a really good team. So hopefully he should have done better.
Yeah, against teams like Mumbai, you don't get many chances in front of the goal, and when you got an open chance, we couldn't convert it.
Yeah,
So he could have taken it earlier or better. We are no one to judge, but yeah, he could have done better in front of the goal there. So he should have made it count.
bilkul. All right. So I'll go with 6.5 with him in the attack.
Yep.
All right, Aridane again, like just हमने कहा था like they show like he looks like one of your number nines, but like he actually goes back, works on building the play. Again, like very good performance from him, like very tiring performance. Like he went, he worked, he built on the play and all that. But you could see like either post hamstring injury that's affecting him, or it's just like his legs are getting heavy, but because of playing so many games. जैसे हमने कहा like his substitute Fran Sandaza is out too. Like I think that was the thing. Maybe the reason they got Sandaza was like Aridane को थोड़ा बहुत rest मिलेगा. But unfortunately, Sandaza being out, like Aridane is playing a lot of minutes, so like थोड़ा बहुत ineffective लगे. But again, like he really played a good game. Underperformed based on his capabilities. But again, like I think he was substituted just to save for the next game, but also just like to give some rest for his tired legs. So, but still, I think it was okay game from him.
Yeah, okay game from him, and एक अच्छा clear header मिला था उनको, which he could have worked better. I mean, eventually maybe Amrinder would have saved, but yeah, he could have taken a better shot. The first header
Yeah,
and second header, though almost out of the box, se mara tha, that had no hopes also.
yeah,
But yeah, he could have taken his chances better. But yeah, contributed very well in the midfield area. Shifted the gameplay from left to right. Uh, yeah, hardworking performance from him.
Bilkul. Yeah, I'll go with 6.5 with him because he was removed in the 77th minute.
Yeah,
And yeah, so overall, good game from him. All
yeah,
right,
good game. Yes.
all right. So सब्स्टिट्यूट में आए थे हालीचरण यासिर को निकाल के I think जैसे हालीचरण आए you could actually kind of see like some improvements in the game. One was obviously defensive में like he was helping out Akash because Akash needed that help um, running almost 78 minutes into the game up and down by himself. So I think coming in हालीचरण he really helped attack में भी उन्होंने help किया था. Uh, Good game. I think he deserved a rest. क्योंकि as जैसे हमने कहा था like it's going to be a busy schedule for Hyderabad, pretty much like every team. So I think that's how. And thought about shoulder niggle bita like shoulder issue. So I think that was a good thing for him to like sit down and come into the second half.
Yeah, तो defensively contribute किया था अच्छा है. I'm really worried about Akash. I don't know how he'll play against uh, Odisha
Yeah,
on Tuesday. But yeah, we'll have to see how much rest they'll get each and
yeah,
everyone because it was a tiring game for everyone.
बिल्कुल. All right, and obviously substitute, दूसरे substitute, and he made his debut. Roland, some good performances. थोड़ा बहुत connection missing. तो obviously you could see like communication, miscommunication. थोड़ा बहुत I think Liston Colaco को थोड़ा solid pass था when he really good like a trick pass in the back, which Roland kind of missed it. And then Roland kind of pushed himself in the box around like 92nd minute or so. He was trying to lift his head up and see like players trying to run in, but he couldn't find a player. फिर अहमद जाऊ ने थोड़ा बिल्कुल आके solid defending किया था, which we got from where we got a free kick, uh, corner kick, sorry, free kick. But yeah, uh, some good performances, but obviously it's going to take some time to integrate him. So hopefully he builds upon that.
Yeah, definitely he would need some time. I think he'll get his minutes against Odisha.
Yeah,
At least 45 minutes he would get. I'm thinking.
yeah. All right. So next day Sahil Tawora. Sahil Tawora भी आए थे lineup में. He had some good moments. Not much to show in the time that he came, but once he came, like he was pressing around, he was running around the ball and all that. Much more active. I think एक या दो places में I think Liston Colaco was missing. Like जब साहिल तवरा press कर रहे थे, I was hoping like Liston Colaco would go and like fight for that second ball. Like you could see that was missing from him. Uh, a good cameo appearance, just to know that like you have a good backup in. But other than that, not much to say.
Yeah, good 10 minutes from him.
Yeah. All right. So just substitute जैसे देखेंगे like all of them uh, five के साथ जाएंगे. Had some impact somewhere, but not much to really make a difference. But that said, yeah, so that's our post-game analysis between Mumbai and Hyderabad. Hyderabad kind of, I think, in a way, if you really want to see, like Hyderabad should have won over Mumbai. I think kind of like it came up with, they said like commentators we bold it, like Hyderabad kind of showed up like a game plan for them for other teams for them to control the Mumbai. So hopefully Hyderabad kind of builds upon this.
Yeah, so if you remember, I said that I feel somehow that Hyderabad will go one up over Mumbai City
Yeah.
uh, in the playing 11 match prediction. But yeah, if Hyderabad could have, converted their chances, maybe it was a correct assumption.
Yeah. All right. So, okay. So that said, we'll end our post-game analysis over here for today. But before we end it, we just want to remind you, uh, the next game for Hyderabad is against Odisha, which is on 19th January, and again, it's at 7:30 p.m. So yeah, so hopefully everyone gets to enjoy the game, and hopefully Hyderabad can build from here into the second half of the season. So that said, thank you, Neville. Thanks for joining the call today.
Thanks, Sudhir. Bye.
Thank you, and thanks everyone for watching. And please do subscribe to Playing 11 Football. Thank you.